You decorate your house before he visits. You leave him free food and drink. He leaves you presents under a tree. But what's funding all this? He comes in your house while you're sleeping. But is that all he does? Tonight, Sheffield. An unlikely setting to find Santa Claus. But during our online research, we found evidence to suggest there was a woman in Sheffield who had been dating Santa Claus for nearly a year. Hi. Could you state your name and your occupation, please?
Yes, my name's Jane and I'm a dog groomer.
Oh, that's very interesting. Have you ever been bitten?
Oh, no, not that kind of dog groomer. I just chat to them online. They say I'm too aggressive to do it in person.
So can you tell us how and when you first met Santa?
Well, we haven't technically met yet. We met online on a dating site about a year ago. We've talked every day, well, except for Christmas, because he's at work.
That must be difficult for you. Do you plan to meet up in person?
Actually, I'm meeting him tonight for the first time. Really nervous.
Oh, why are you nervous?
Well, I've had some death threats and I'm a bit worried.
That's serious. Do you know who it is?
Well, I can't say for sure, but I think it's Santa's elves. I keep getting crank calls. I pick up and this voice starts telling me I'm not on the nice list.
Hello, my name's Sparkle. I'm an elf from the North Pole. I've been working at the North Pole for about 350 years now. I'm still a junior elf. I'm mostly in charge of quality control on hand-propelled vehicles, like push toys, things like that. And I've been a prisoner here since I was a baby.
More reindeer poop through the letterbox than I can remember, and I had a candy cane through the front window last week.
So how do you think you two will get on?
Well, people say I'm a bit weird. I mean, I do have a few quirks about me, but who doesn't? I never imagined I'd be meeting a celebrity. Do you think he'll wear the suit? Answer me!
Hi, Santa.
Hello, how are you?
Very good today.
Have you
Very
been a good boy?
Yes, always.
Good.
So, get straight down to it, Santa. We all know you as Santa Claus, but who are you really?
Well, I've heard the rumours that I don't exist. However, here I am, as clear as a Christmas bauble.
So, what do you do the rest of the year?
Well, you see, I spend a lot of time trying to make sure I can get into people's houses before the big night.
But what do you mean, checking to see if you can get in?
Well, I have to make sure I can get in on Christmas Eve, otherwise the boys and girls won't get their toys in time.
So, you go in people's houses during the year? Whenever you like?
Is there someone sitting here?
Oh, no, not at all. I'm going to find out if naughty or nice. Ho-ho. Come on, Jimmy.
Sorry, did you say something?
Oh, no, not me.
Did you just call me a hoe?
Ho-ho. Have you been a good girl?
Just did it again. Yes, I have been a good girl.
Would you like to sit on my knee?
What kind of woman do you think I am?
I'll have to check my list.
Hi, what can I order for you?
Hello there, can I please order 1 apple pie? Of course, I would have wanted a mince pie, but they don't do them at McDonald's. Hello there, ho ho ho. I don't have any money.
Again?
Again? Have you two been good girls? No. Plenty of time. Don't trust elves. They're conniving little pricks. They're trying to kill me, you know.
People have got this idea that elves are really tall, like Will Ferrell, and we're just not. We're average about 3.5 inches tall. The tall ones are about 4 inches, and it makes life very, very difficult for us to find Santa Claus, who's like 6 feet 8 tall. He's a very big man. And Mrs. Claus, don't start with Mrs. Claus.
Do you actually live at the North Pole, the real North Pole?
Well, the North Pole is my home, but I've not been spending very much time there lately. I've not been made to feel particularly welcome.
And why don't you live at the North Pole?
Well, you see, the relationship I have with the elves, they're a jolly and joyful bunch, but lately they've been complaining about working conditions. Ho, ho, ho.
So what kind of complaints have the elves had?
Well, you see, they decide that they want to be paid for what they're doing. There's even talk of them forming a republic, but I'll have none of that.
She claims to be our friend, but we know she's not. She's no friend of ours. Some of the elves have gone missing over the years, and I don't know if I can say this, but
Is there really a Mrs. Claus?
There is a Mrs. Claus. We don't speak much lately. She sided with the elves, you see. She's leading them in open rebellion against me.
the theory is that Mrs. Claus is feeding the elves to Santa, which is why he's so fat. He's the only person who's fat. We're all starving. We can't live on gumdrops and snow. It's just not right.
Santa, I see that you've got your customary mince pie there.
Yes.
What's actually in your mince pies?
It's a secret recipe, you see. Only Mrs. Claus knows, so I can't divulge. Ho, ho, ho.
Hang on. He's still following us.
He's not been a good boy. Ho, ho, ho! Merry Christmas!
Why did you do that?
It's not my fault.
Why, Santa, do you constantly shout ho, ho, ho and Merry Christmas?
Well, you see, I have a very rare form of Tourette's syndrome. It's called Tourette's festive-itis. It's extremely rare, but very, very Merry Christmas!
We've all been captive there now for about 350 years since he first started kidnapping and enslaving our people. Of course, in the beginning, he didn't kidnap that many people, so there's been, it's really upsetting. There's been a lot of inbreeding in the elf community, and, well, we're a little messed up. Most of us are a bit messed up. This is not where we should be. We should be free, and back with our own people. Someone needs to stop him.
Santa, do you only come in our houses at Christmas Eve?
Oh, yes, definitely. Christmas Eve is my most busiest time of the year. So many houses.
There have been stories in the media about you entering houses at other times of year. There are a few photos online. What do you have to say about that?
Well, I wouldn't believe everything you read in the media. You see, it's run by the elves after all.
The footage that follows is quite disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
Hi, Mum, what time are you going to be home? I'm getting really hungry. Hurry up! There's someone in the house! Quick, get out! Get out!
Do you ever get lonely at the North Pole?
I do, but I've been swiping lately, but so far nobody's jingled my bells.
We decided to look back in on Jane and find out how things were going with her relationship with Santa Claus.
So, when is the big man due?
I'm meeting him in the pub at 9.
Merry Christmas!
How did you get in here? And it's March.
Steady on, ho!
I'm not your hoe. You didn't come down the chimney because this is a flat. Magic key. I knew you was the real deal.
Ho, ho, ho.
You can leave now. Get out!
Did you know your name's an anagram of Satan?
Well, yes, of course. That's how I came up with it. Ho, ho, ho.
Given the evidence that we've seen, we decided to confront Santa Claus directly about these accusations.
Santa, how is the North Pole funded?
Funded? What do you mean funded? What does that even mean?
Where do you source the presents?
From a secret location, and you have no business asking that. That's where.
What's that, Santa?
Oh, recycling. What's your name?
Steve, I keep telling you.
Ooh, presents.
What is it, Santa?
This would make someone very happy next Christmas. If they've been a good boy. Have you been a good boy?
Santa, are you funding Christmas through drug running?
I think this interview is over now. I'm going back to the North Pole. Merry Christmas!
Oh. Santa, answer the question.
I've been a good boy.
Where's the money go, Santa? Where is it all going?
No more questions.
We wrote to the North Pole asking them to comment, but they have as yet not replied to our letter, which did include a stamped addressed envelope. We haven't seen or heard anything of Santa Claus since, but throughout the year there has been a steady stream of reports that Santa Claus is still entering other people's houses. We went back to visit Jane, but we found her house empty with no furniture. We have no idea where she went.